When I get to New York, I can't find a job. So then I start literally somebody says to me in a one of these florist shops, why don't you try landscape architecture? Now you have to understand that all I have is 3 pages of tennis courts and a few other things sketched out in pencil, really in primitive form with lettering that you can't read because my lettering is terrible. And that's all I have in the way of documentation that I can do design. And she says, why don't you go to a landscape architect? So I honestly said, what is that? And she says, well, she gives me the name of 1 or 2 firms, one of which is Carl Stelling. Stelling was a landscape architect. I'm not even sure he was a landscape architect. Could have been an engineer or he could have been an architect. Because in those days, a lot of architects who couldn't get work in the 30s shifted over into landscape architecture. He did most the highways. This was the period in which highways, right after the war, they were building highways, and the landscape architect would, evaluate the different routes, sort of, but it mainly do with planting plans, and they would do drafting. Now here, I think it's important to say